I recently relocated to United Kingdom in pursuit of my master's degree. I relocated last year, yeah, somewhere last year, October, and roughly I would say that I'm barely 10 months in United Kingdom. And recently I started getting some messages from friends, from loved ones, from my colleagues, and most people are asking, oh, how did you migrate? What route did you use to migrate? I'm going to start a series where I would share some of the things that I did, how I was able to apply for studies, and how I was able to, do the whole visa processing thing. And actually, I did everything myself, from getting admission, application, visa, and everything. I did it myself. And a disclaimer, I'm not an immigration expert, but because I've gotten a couple of these messages from my friends, not from people in the internet, these are people that know me. So I want to do this because I know as it's helping them, it will also help someone else out there. It could be you if you're coming across my video. Yes, so it's going to be a long series, so I'll be taking it one step at a time. And today, I want to talk about how to know or when to know if you are ready to start your migration process. First of all, you need to have come to the conviction that it is time for you to leave your current country or your current position wherever you are. You should first of all come to that conviction. When I mean come to conviction, it's not a conviction that someone gave you. It's not a conviction that people cajoled you, or it was just made like a mere motivation. Because if I were to have done it when there was a lot of motivation and I was so eager, I should have relocated since 2021. Yes, because I was done with my NYSC by 2021. So I should have left the country 20, because I had a couple of people doing NYSC that also relocated that period. But guys, the money involved was a lot. I started researching from 2020, sincerely speaking. I initially wanted to move to Canada, but anyway, fate brought me to where I am today, and I am so grateful to God. Yes, I started researching. I joined a couple of groups and all that. That 2020 when I started my NYSC. 2021, I wanted to start application, but I looked and I told myself, if I do this now, I might just be shooting myself on the leg. I was actually being realistic, because nobody is going to spend that kind of money to just send me abroad, and I've not even done anything for myself. I've not worked. I've not really done anything. So I decided to take a chill pill. Yes, it's summer and I'm sweating. So I decided to take a chill pill and start the process when I started. And I knew that when I finally started the process was the right time. So like I said, first of all, you need to come to conviction. I'll be listing out some things you need to do for yourself before you start, or before you know that you're ready to start the process. First in the list, sorry, I'll be looking down my phone because I have it here on my other phone. So the first on my list is conduct a meaningful research before making any decision. If you remember, I said that I started researching 3 years prior to the time I relocated. You conduct a meaningful research. Your research needs to be in depth. You need to know, oh, like, you just need to throw everything out there. Remember, I said I was supposed to go to Canada because I was like so eager. I really wanted to go to Canada. I was researching more about Canada. Like that time, I could tell you everything about Canada immigration, how to get admission, the tuition, everything, because every night I am checking and watching YouTube content, and content like this, as I'm doing now, really helped me a lot. I will watch content, I'll see how people did it and all that. But then that time wasn't really the right time. But all those research I did aided me to get the visa and relocate when I finally did. And in the second thing you should do is understand your motivation and goals for studying abroad. It could be study, it could be just relocating, maybe through the skilled worker route, because there are different routes to actually relocate abroad. You could go as a student, you could go as a dependent, you could go as a skilled worker. There are different routes that you can relocate abroad. There is also what they call the global talent visa. You can also relocate through that global talent visa. Yes. So but for me, I used the study route. So I think that's what I will focus more on, because I don't know about the other processes. That doesn't mean if I research on it, I won't talk about it, but I'm going to talk about what I know about what I did. So like I said, understand your motivation and goals for studying abroad. So I'm going to use study abroad here, pardon me. But if you're someone that wants to go through any of other routes, you need to understand your motive. You need to understand your motivation. What motivates you? Do you just want to take off? And third thing is research educational institutions and their offerings. You need to come to terms and say, okay, I have my motivation now. I've done my research. You now have to look at the schools. Like I said, I'll be talking about purely study routes. So you look at the schools, you start researching the schools. I started researching schools early. You start researching schools, you start looking at what they are offering, you start looking at the courses, the things that they're doing and all that. And I still feel before you look at, when you're looking at the schools, you should also have known the course you want to study. Sometimes some people get, to choose the course they want to do through the school they have selected. Maybe the school has a special offer for that particular course and they feel like they meet up to the requirements. It might also influence them to go for that particular course. But for me, I already knew what I wanted to do since 2020 or 2019. I already knew what I want to do as my master's. So I focused my research on that in particular, on that route. The fourth thing is explore the location and consider factors like culture, safety, and cost of living. This is very, very important. Very important. So when in all this thing, you need to consider the place you want to go to. You need to consider the culture. You need to consider safety. You need to consider cost of living and all that. This might not even mean country. It might also mean the province for people that are in Canada. It might also mean the borough for people that are in UK. You need to know, oh, if I'm going to Liverpool, what is the cost of living in Liverpool? If I'm going to London, Ontario, Toronto, what is the cost of living? What is the safety rate? You need to check all this. You need to really take your time to research, because I did all these things by myself. I will not lie. I took my time to do it. And the fifth thing is evaluate the financial consideration and seek out financial aid option. You need to evaluate, guys. See, hey God, to relocate is not cheap. I'm telling you, it's not cheap. It's not something you just wake up, except you have godfathers, except you have people that, once you call them, they can send you millions of naira, they can send you thousands of pounds, they can send you thousands of dollars. If you're someone like me that get uncle, get sister, you shall just have to find a way to do the things you want to do. My dear, you need to evaluate the financial consideration. It is expensive. It is quite expensive. Let's talk of now that exchange rate is killing people. Exchange rate is at its peak. Like I don't know anybody that is relocating now. You guys are the real deal. Even when I relocated, £1 equivalent to naira, yes, was 1,100 and something when I relocated. So you need to consider all these things. You really need to consider these things before you embark on your journey.